Welcome to the Get It Done podcast, the podcast where I talk to business owners about their business, allowing them to share their story in hopes to inspire another person who is just scared to do the thing, who is on the fence about doing the thing, but only because of fear. So hopefully someone is able to see this podcast and listen to the story of other business owners and be inspired to get up and do whatever it is that they desire to do. So for the most part, I am talking to business owners that I do not know, that I've never met. And yeah. So I have a guest who I do know this about her. Her name is Ava. I know that she is a fellow esthetician. I love talking to other estheticians. And I know she's been in the skincare game for quite some time. So I will go ahead and add her so that she herself and tell us about her business. Hi, Ava.
Hi.
How are you?
Good. I'm super, super excited to be doing this tonight.
I'm glad you're here. Well, I'll just go ahead and let you introduce yourself. Tell us about your business.
Yeah, so my name is Ava Lemons, and about 2 years ago, I stopped working for others and went solo on my esthetician journey and opened up my own room called Lemon Lounge Skincare Studio. So it's a play on my last name. And I do only facials, which is, my favorite after being in the industry for so long and seeing what I loved and didn't love to perform. Facials are where it's at for me. So that's what I focus on. And in terms of product, I use primarily Korean skincare. I just made that switch about 6 to 8 months after opening up. And I feel like it's been a great, great change for my business.
Nice. People rave. I've never worked with it before, but people absolutely love Korean skincare. But how has it been since you have ventured out on your own?
More good than bad. I was working for others for about 18 years, and it got to the point, especially post pandemic when everything reopened, a lot of my esthetician peers that I worked with were like, girl, why are you back? You need to go solo. Like, it's time. I didn't believe in myself at that time. So it took me about another year after being back to work after the pandemic. It took me about another year to really feel like I was not just ready to go solo, but also just done with being an employee. And I was like, you know what? It's ready. It's time for me to be my own boss.
Is there anything that like pushed you into it, or it was just something that just happened?
Yeah, actually, I was at dinner one night with a really good friend of mine, and I told her that I came up with a name, and she was like, is it a secret or can you tell me? I'm like, I'll tell you. It's Lemon Lounge. And she started crying.
Oh, why?
And that was just my sign that it was, most people are like, oh, I fell into some money, or, I got some coverage to build my clientele. But it was just that moment at dinner between me and a really good friend. And, just that emotion that came from her, that was just like my sign. I was like, girl, you got to do this. So
yeah. And she's probably just watched you throughout the years be in the field. So no, I love that. What are you grateful for today?
Gosh, what am I grateful for? A lot. What am I not grateful for? But yeah, I'm grateful that it's finally beautiful outside in Los Angeles.
Yeah.
Yeah, so the sun is out. It's not getting dark at 4.
Right.
And honestly, that does tie into my work too. I feel like I have more energy, and that this past week with it being like warmer and sunny, I feel more like present and ready to like give to my clients.
Nice. It's funny you say that because I hadn't even noticed, like, I like go. So I hadn't even noticed, like, well, now that I think about it, I'm like, yeah, it's not getting dark at 4 o'clock anymore, but I haven't even noticed the change or anything. I just been like going.
We tend to do that.
Yes, especially me all the time. So since you have been in business, what are you most proud of?
The fact that I've stayed open, I mean, you always hear that statistic that new businesses fail within like the first 3 years. And, I'm coming up on year 2 and,
Congratulations.
yes, thank you. I'm still here. And, even the slow months, I just look at, okay, well, what opportunities can I do either to, strengthen what I'm already doing, give more to the clients I have, as well as bringing in, new faces.
Yeah, that's what when it's slow, I just find something else that I want to do that I was always wanting to do but didn't have time to do. Um, so you have been an esthetician for 22 years?
20. It'll be 20 in August. I got hired at my first job on my 19th birthday. So
Nice.
each time that I have a birthday, it's another year of me being an esthetician.
I love that. So I have estheticians like reaching out all the time. So what advice could you give to the girl that is just getting started as the esthetician? Whether or not she's going into business, doesn't matter. But like, what advice do you have for the new esthetician?
Don't stop learning.
Yeah.
I see so much online in the esthetician Facebook groups and other groups where girls are like, I've been doing this for 3 years and I'm bored. And then I'm like, how? The trends are constantly evolving, and not just for facials, but no one was talking about brow lamination like 5 years ago, and now it's everywhere. Like lashes are coming back. There's different, like, just the technology with even waxing has improved, or there's different types of waxes, and there's always something new and interesting. And just, even if you don't have the means to sign up for a class that's a couple $100s, because I understand that, join the Facebook groups, find other estheticians in your local community, your coworkers, and bounce ideas off of them, talk to them. Like, there's no reason to be bored. So just don't stop learning.
Yeah, that's true. Do you absolutely love what you do? Like, I'm so in love with my work, and I'm like, are other people, do they feel the same way?
Oh, absolutely. I absolutely love it. I couldn't really see me doing anything else. I think because I started so young, there was that part of me more in like my mid 20s and late 20s where I'm like, is this really like my career? Or is this just a job? Like, what am I doing? Why am I doing this? And I thought about other things. I got a phlebotomy certification at one point, did some volunteer work in different avenues to see if there's other, fields that I would like. And no, like, I love this. I love the one-on-one aspect of, my client relationship. I don't really like speaking in front of large groups. So, the fact that my job, I get to go into like this private room and shut the door and like have a one-on-one experience with someone is like, that's where I really feel like I thrive and I come alive. And, my clients that have been with me for years, and, the fact that they're, I see things like weddings and second weddings and, babies and, it's like, they're a part of my life, and I love
that. Yeah. What was I about to say? Oh, so because you've been in the game for so long, thinking back, you talked about when you first started. Think about back on the girl that you were, or woman that you were. I don't know. Are we women at 19? Kinda, but not there yet. But
I was voting age, but I was definitely still a girl.
The girl moving into womanhood that you were at that time. What would you say to her in that moment, but as the woman that you are today?
Gosh, that's a really good question. I think just be more confident. I obviously, starting off at 19, I was very young, but I also had a baby face. Like, I looked like I was 14.
Well.
And obviously, when you have someone coming in talking about like just turning even 30, which we know is not old, or wanting to deal with like anti-aging, and I'm like, I just stopped getting pimples. And, I would let people talk down to me and intimidate me because, I look so young, and I'm also like really petite. I'm only 5'3", and I, I let that get to me. And it took me a while when, now people are just like, they don't ask, and because I am a fully formed adult, and, even if I look young, you have a conversation with me and you can tell.
Yeah.
And so just, telling myself to be more confident and to believe in myself, and that, the fact that I fell into what ended up being my career so young is a great thing. And just, I'm glad that I kept on writing those ups and downs.
Yeah. I think I was one of the oldest in my class in esthetician school. It was me and 2 other girls, but all the other girls, they were in their 20s. But I didn't care. I was like, I'm here to get what I'm here to get.
Yeah.
One question that you would ask another business owner.
How do you separate your work-life balance?
How do you separate your work-life balance?
Yeah. I feel like generally I'm pretty good at that, but I'm just a very like fiery person, and so I'll take things home with me even if I don't intend to. And it doesn't even have to be something negative, like, a client that wasn't happy, or, a day that wasn't as lucrative as I thought. It could just be like an idea for like a new facial, or like a product I want to try. And then I'll like obsess about it, and then I get home and I'm like, oh, I didn't cook dinner or fold my laundry because I've been busy like obsessing over work. So
Right. For me, because I'm not married, I don't have children, I'm not even dating. I don't really believe in it. I think if I had children or a husband, then that would be different. But my life is my work. There is no, like, 95% of my life is work. Like,
yeah.
I was just telling my last guest, I don't watch television. Like, everything is literally work. Every now and then I'll go hang out with my friends for whatever reason. But the majority, and then I work from home. So that's like, there's no separation. But the work that we do, for me, is so relaxing. Like, it's not stressful at all, and I really do enjoy it. So I don't mind, like, getting out the shower, getting in the bed, having my laptop doing whatever, or my notebook doing whatever. I don't know. I just feel like whatever needs to be done, I'm gonna do it. And because I don't have like these other things to pull me or draw me away, like, I'm just gonna do it. That is the work-life balance. Get it done.
I do enjoy, though, like, there aren't those clear-cut deadlines like when you're working for someone. It's like, okay, if I want to spend a little bit more time researching something, I can. Or if I need to walk away and like take a mental health break for an hour or two, like, that's totally fine. Like, no one's gonna be like, what are you doing?
Like, aren't you on the clock? Do you miss work at all? Do you miss working for?
I keep in touch with a couple of my coworkers that I got really close to, and we speak almost every single day. And because there's also estheticians, I have those people to, talk to about the business. I do kind of miss the spa drama and the gossip. I mean, but overall, I prefer just having my own schedule and my own pace, and just, doing things on my terms. I'm a Leo. Yeah. I'm very much into like doing things my way.
Yeah. Are you super proud of yourself?
No? I don't say it to myself, but yeah.
I mean, but do you feel like, yeah. Yes. I'm proud of you too, ma'am.
Thank you.
Who is your ideal client?
My ideal client is someone that, regardless of if they have an issue with their skin or they have pretty good skin, it's like, it's important for them to come in each month and have that hour of the day like to themselves, where, they're not on their phone. They don't have to talk if they don't want to. They can fall asleep, or they can rant and rave to me while they're under the LED light, whatever makes them more comfortable. It's just, I love it when people come in and they realize that it's, like I'll do the double cleanse. I'll look under the lamp. I'll ask them how their skin was since the last visit if they're a repeat client. Obviously go a little bit more in depth if they're a first time client. And then I'm like, okay, like this is your hour. I can be as chatty or as quiet. And, those people that realize it really is all for them.
Yeah. And I think that's important for us to know, because some people, I was just talking to a client about this the other day where she was saying her or a prior esthetician that she was with, she was with her for a period of time, and then her last visit with her, I guess the girl was having a bad day or whatever, and it showed up in her personality. And I think it's for me, it's been being able to be flexible, like, because some clients don't want to talk, they just want to lay there, and some people want to talk the whole entire time. So being able to adjust our personalities or whatever it is that's going on with us and still zone in and focus on them.
And being able to read, if they are a new client, being able to read that right quick.
Yep. That is, that's key, and immediately.
Yes.
How important do you think social media is to being in business?
You should have a presence, but it's not your entire business. I do have an Instagram and I make it attractive. I don't post every day. When I really didn't notice. It was good for my existing clients, but I didn't notice a difference in terms of it increasing my clientele. Yeah. Besides word of mouth, the best thing is Google reviews. That's how I've gotten like my random clients from the street. They're like, I've seen your Google reviews and they're excellent. And, I live a mile away or I work a mile away and I think that's the way to go.
Yeah, I agree. Because I do post on social media, but I think I only post on social media because when I meet new people, that's the first thing they ask. Once you tell them what you do, that the first question is, oh, do you have social media? So it's kind of like my online business card, but I don't gain clients. Well, a little bit, but very few.
I look at it more like a portfolio, like you can feature your products, your room, your before and afters. And it's like, hey, this is what I'm capable of. So it kind of gives a potential client a reference point. And then if I have something new, it's kind of like a way to blast it to my existing clients and get them hyped up for it.
Yeah, I agree. What has been the biggest lesson you've learned since being in business?
That's a really good question. I think that it is just the fact that it's possible to do, even if you don't think you know what you're doing, but also like ask for help. If you don't know, like I didn't even know how to formulate an Excel spreadsheet. And I asked one of my friends who I know, like, that's her jam. And so now I'm like, okay, cool. Because I was trying to teach myself with like YouTube videos. And I was just like, my eyes were crossing and I was crying. And I'm like,
like, what is this?
Yeah.
It's a whole nother ball game when you got to do everything on your own, right?
But that's part of being a boss. And, even the boss of yourself is knowing when to delegate and when to ask for help. And,
yeah.
Making sure that you get it done that way.
Yeah. Do you think, since switching over to being a solo esthetician, do you think it has changed you at all?
I feel, yeah, definitely. I feel like it's given me like a confidence, but not in like a cocky way. It's more of like a quiet, calm confidence. Like I feel like that duck floating on water and you don't see me furiously paddling underneath. But it's like, yeah, like I can do this and I can like, and people want me to do this. Whenever I get a new client or a repeat client coming back, it's like, to me, that's just them being like, I want you to succeed.
I love that. Is that here? Oh, I'm sorry. So for fun, I do a little game. So I'll list one word and then whatever the first thing that comes to your mind when I say the word, you say a word, and then I'll go off of what you say. 5 words though, so we'll go back and forth for 5 words.
All right, this sounds fun.
Facial.
Beauty.
My cute little face.
I don't know why, but buttons.
Ice cream. That.
Yum.
Weight loss.
Challenging.
Fitness.
Next.
Oh, buttons for whatever reason reminded me of ice cream, and then we said something else, and I'm just like, I don't need to be eating sugar. Like all these things are running through my head, and then I have lately been trying to like, and this has gone on for over a year now. I'm like, I don't know why this is so difficult for me, but I've been trying to work out consistently, and I have not been able to do it. Like I just don't like doing it, and I'm trying to even stop telling myself that I don't like to do it, but this has been the challenge of my life. I don't know what's going on.
I mean, it's also, I've realized I'm at that point now where I'm like, oh, it's harder to lose weight too.
And then just lately, like, I just recently got rid of like all the junk. But I've switched up my diet, so I'm on. Well, just this past couple days, I'm only doing fruit and vegetables right now. I told myself that I am going to at least commit to one Sunday. So because Sundays I'm done with work by like 3, so I'm gonna commit to after work going to the gym, and I've been doing that for 2 weeks now. So, but girl, it's the struggle. It's for real. Yes. Is there anyone in your life that you feel like has helped you move the ball forward, and that you extremely appreciate someone living?
Yeah, my grandma.
Nice.
Yeah.
Well, you have to call grandma. Yes. Is she far away?
Yeah, she's in Chicago. That's where I'm originally from.
Oh, nice. What brought you to California?
I was over winter. I was my last winter there. I'm like, yeah, we're done with this.
Nice. Did you have people here, or you just came by yourself?
I have some extended family, and I did have some friends, and none of that made it easier.
Like that really made a difference. Oh well.
LA really tested me.
Do you go? Do you still go back to Chicago to visit?
Not as often as my friends and family would like me to.
Well, once we're done, call grandma and tell her you appreciate her and the reasons why. Grandmas love I call mine and tell her all the time, but she absolutely loves it when I do it. You can just hear it all in her voice.
Oh yeah.
Yes. But yeah, you have to call grandma and give her roses.
I will.
So the idea for this podcast is to hopefully inspire someone that is scared to just do the thing for whatever reason. So my hope and my prayer is that they are inspired listening to your story or anyone's story that are, shows up on the podcast. So what would you have to say to the girl or guy that is just scared to get up and do the thing?
Just do it. I mean, you're going to look back 5 years from now or even a year from now and be like, why didn't I do it? And also look for those subtle signs. Like, I did with my friend at dinner. Just, it's not always going to be something obvious.
Yeah, I agree. Do you have children? No. Oh, okay. No children.
I'm in the same boat as you. No children, no husband, not currently dating. I would love all of those things. So we'll see. We'll see what the universe has in store for me for that.
I just dumped all my guys and I was just like, you know what? I'm just going to just focus on work. Cause I feel like it got to a point where I was just wasting my time. Like I could be focused on business opposed to like focusing on this silly stuff that we going back and forth about. So I dumped all my guys. I told my friends, you know what? A couple of friends got mad at me, but I'm like, okay, it's okay. I'm not hanging out. Like, so I haven't really been paying attention to like a lot of my friends. I'm probably been spending a little bit more time with one because she's about to move out of state, but I've just been zoned in on work. I just feel like if I put in my work, it's not gonna let me down. This is my baby.
It's true. It's very true.
Yeah. Okay. So years from now, when you do have kids and a husband, or a mate, I won't say that. What will you tell your children about this season of life?
I think I'll just tell them, not even about this season, but life in general and everything that led me up to this point, is just don't listen to anyone that says they can't do anything, including me.
Yeah, because moms do it too.
Yeah, just believe in yourself. It doesn't matter, like, I never thought I could own my own business because I'm like, well, I didn't go get a college degree and study business. I'm doing it. So just,
Which doesn't matter. Girl, my degree is at the bottom of my closet in an old purse on the floor.
Yeah, exactly.
I've looked at it like twice. Yeah. What do most people think about you but is not true?
That I have this like bad girl side. Because I'm all like, I'm all tattooed up, and you can't see, but like I have a full sleeve. I'm all tatted up, and
Nice.
I think I just have like this look. And then people talk to me like, "Oh, you're actually like really sweet and approachable," and I'm like,
what'd you think?
"I mean, I'm actually
right." And it's so funny because most of my friends that have a bunch of tattoos are the sweetest people ever. Like, but yeah, I guess probably when you would look and see someone, that is the idea that they would get. Yeah. That is so funny. Oh shoot, I'm breaking my thing. What motivates you? Like when you feel like you are just all out of ideas, or you feel probably drained because of something that's going on in business. What motivates you and inspires you to keep it pushing?
Reading other people's stories or hearing other people's stories. Sometimes if I feel stuck, I have to remind myself I'm not the only person that's felt stuck.
Yeah.
And, looking for, stories that will, prove to me that it's possible to get to that next level.
Yeah. What's your idea of competition?
Gosh, I used to think it was someone that was, booked more than me, or especially when you're an employee and sales are really important, like someone who sells more. And I don't really believe in competition in the aesthetics industry anymore. I think there's enough clientele and enough niches for all of us.
I agree. Because we're also different. We all offer different things. Even if we had the same products and everything, like we're still different. Like your personality is different from mine. So one girl might like you better than she likes me. So It wasn't gonna work out anyway.
Exactly.
Yeah. Beach days or rainy days in the house?
Beach
days, yes, for sure. You're an ultimate California girl now. How long have you been here?
Almost 10 years.
Oh, nice. Welcome home. Yes, this is your home.
Oh, it is. Absolutely.
Can you explain, in your opinion, the role of an entrepreneur?
The role of that's a really broad question. I think the role of an entrepreneur is to integrate into your community, whether it's your neighborhood or the city that you're in, and show that there are smaller alternatives to, like the chains and the things that are more in your face on a day-to-day basis.
Yeah. I was gonna ask something, and I hate when I do this. I did this on another podcast. Um, I don't remember. But setback. So, what inspires you to keep going in the midst of a setback, in the midst of the things that are working outside of us that we have no control over?
You know, I always like to show up naysayers, whether it's an actual person or more like an emotional or more like metaphysical obstacle. And so it's that drive in me where it's like, I want to say that I did it. I want to be like, haha, proved you wrong. So yeah, I just think it's that like determination and that stubbornness.
And 10, 15, 20 years from now, what do you have to say to the woman that you are today?
We did it.
Period. I love that. So the podcast in hopes of, so what I want to do is, this is what I was going to ask. It just came to me. So I have a list. I pulled all my emails together. I have a list of 3,500 emails. I'm thinking about doing what are they called? When you send the emails out?
Like an email blast? Or like a newsletter?
A newsletter. What should I be doing? Like, what do you suggest? I've been asking other people this as well, but I'm like, every business owner that I talk to, I need to ask them.
Yeah. I think making it not so like salesy, you know, not like, oh, this facial's on special or I got this product in, but making like building up that excitement and that hype, you know, like for example, I love doing gua sha. So if I want to feature it 1 month, you know, I'm going to talk about like, hey, do you want to look like super sculpted? And do you want to feel like, you know, release that jaw tension and help erase your tech necklines and just really bringing it back to what's in it for the client.
That's what another girl said, but I'm just now see in that I don't know why I'm intimidated by it. Like I'm like I need to do it. I pulled all the emails, but I haven't went back to it ever since then. And I'm just like, okay, well I'm telling everybody to get it together. I need to be getting it together. Well, I am excited about. Well, I was super excited about getting to talk to you today. So I thank you so very much for showing up.
Yes.
Is there anything that you'd like to share that we didn't cover at all?
I think we covered most of it. Just, you know, thank you for having me on. And I'm so excited to actually like see you face to face.
I know. In real life over the phone.
Yes.
Go ahead and share your social media, how people could find you through social media or however you want to be contacted.
Yeah. So on Instagram, it's Lemon Lounge Skincare Studio. The main photo is a photo of my face. And if you click the main link, it'll give you my website, which is lemonloungestudio.com. And it'll also take you to my booking page, which is on Vagaro.
And you are
in Eagle Rock.
Your studio's in Eagle Rock? Where's Eagle Rock?
I'm basically, if you cross the street, you're in Glendale.
Oh, okay. So, okay. Like the 5, past the 5 a little bit.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Well, thank you so much for being here. I will be in contact soon.
Awesome.
Have a good evening while it's still sunny outside.
Right. I have like my windows open and it's a vibe.
I did a podcast earlier today and I was able to do it sitting in the backyard. It was so nice. It's a beautiful day today.
Yep.
Yeah. Okay, so I will see you later. Have a good night.
You too.
Thank you.
All right. Bye.
Bye. Episode 19 complete. It's always a pleasure to talk to you, someone else in the skincare field. I love talking to people that do the same things that I do because we just understand each other on a different level. So it was, and I have a Facebook group that I think that was the first encounter that I had with her. So it's been a pleasure to actually have a conversation with her. But that is another person that was able to, Ava is another person that was able to release what was, and that has been the word of the day. Like when it's time to release and move on, get to it. So she was able to quit her job and go out on her own. And here she is at year number 2. Like she's a solo esthetician and she's been doing it. Super excited and proud of her. I'm proud of anybody that's out here bold enough and brave enough to do this work that we are doing, because it's for sure work, but it's work that we love and enjoy, and we're grateful for it. So if you are in a position to or in a situation where you have to decide whether or not to stay or go, and I'm not saying do it without a plan, put together a plan, write down your plans, pray about it, and get to it. And not to say that it won't be or that it will be easy, because it will not. It will be very, very, very hard. But you still have to do it. Like just because it's hard doesn't mean it's a bad thing. If you enjoy what you're doing, hard is not hard like that. So that was the word of the day, I guess. Continue to just push forward once you get in the position, but be bold enough and strong enough and brave enough to let go of what is no longer serving you and pick up the thing that your heart desires. Don't forget to thank God for your blessings. Don't forget to say your prayers. Don't forget to take care of your skin. And don't forget to subscribe, follow, share. And if you are a business owner that would like to share your story, I would love to have you on. Contact me on whatever platform you're seeing this on. And have a good night. I'm done with podcast today. I think I have, I do. I have 2 people tomorrow. I'm excited about tomorrow too. So I will see you guys tomorrow. Bye.